I'm sure this has happened to all of us. You go to buy something with a credit card and the cashier asks, "May I have your zip code?" Well, you may want to think twice before giving it. Jim Stickley is an identity theft expert. He's the founder of Trace Security. Jim, good morning to you.
Morning.
Let's just first get the simple answer. If the merchant asks me for my zip code, should I say yes or no?
Just say no.
Why is that?
Well, it turns out the merchants are getting a little crafty, and what they do is they'll take your name off your credit card, then they take your zip code, which is that little bit of information. They can go to databases and pull your full address, sometimes even your phone number and your email address, and suddenly you're on their mailing list.
And so that means you're getting a ton of junk mail. Is it from the retailer, or do they sometimes sell it to other third parties?
That's even worse. Sometimes they'll use it for themselves. Sometimes they'll also sell it to third parties, and then it ends up all over the place.
The National Retail Federation responded to us doing this story, and they said asking for generic information helps retailers tailor merchandise, customize advertising and marketing, promotions, deals, and coupons, and individualize the services. Thus, retailers may ask for general info such as zip codes in order to better know and serve their customers. A good point. What do you say to that?
I mean, it sounds great, but the reality is that if you didn't sign up for some sort of a mailing list, you shouldn't end up on a mailing list. And so it's really deceptive. It's like that. All that information is great to gather, but the reality is that you're not choosing to receive all this other stuff.
Should you basically assume that if a store is asking for your zip code, it is going to result in junk mail from that store, or even worse, from a third party?
I would at this point, yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the gas pump, because a lot of times when you pay at the pump and you put your credit card in, that asks for your zip code. Is that a different situation?
It is very different. And in fact, the states that have put laws that say, hey, you're no longer allowed to ask for zip codes, still allow them to be asked at the pumps because it is actually being used for authentication.
You bring up a good point. Two states, actually. I think it's Massachusetts and is it California?
Yeah,
the
California.
Other? They've actually outlawed the asking for a zip code.
Correct. They're the first two that have done it. And it looks like several other states are probably going to.
A couple of other things. Sometimes I'm noticing it's more common now. You go to the store and they say, do you want us to email you your receipt? Do you have any red flags about that?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm on enough mailing lists already. I don't want to be on any more. If for some reason you choose that, I want to be on your mailing list, make sure you at least ask the company, do you share this information? Because oftentimes you're not only getting on their mailing list, you're getting on everybody's mailing list.
And I guess same question again. If you ask for your receipt to be emailed, should you assume you are now on their generic blast list?
Absolutely.
Okay. Are there any other quick tips you have for online shopping? Any other pitfalls we should watch out for?
With online shopping, there's always a little checkbox you can click if you want to be on their mailing list. I don't recommend checking that box.
All right, Jim Stickley, some good advice. Thank you so much.